This is a true story. A man was trapped in a cave for 27 hours due to being upside down at a 70-degree angle for a prolonged period. His blood circulation and breathing became difficult. His head continued to swell with blood, and he experienced symptoms like excessive salivation. Hundreds of people from different fields participated in the rescue. Could they successfully rescue him? The incident happened in November 2009 in Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. John, his younger brother, and a few friends went to their childhood favorite place, Tardy Cave, also known as Nutty Yuhui Cave. They spent about 30 minutes reaching the famous long slide passage. Everyone had fun here, enjoying the thrill of the slide. However, John and his brother were still intrigued, and not satisfied just yet. They decided to venture deeper into the cave, towards another slightly challenging area. The area they wanted to go to is called Zen Path. Crawling through it feels like one is a crippled person. Thus, it was named Zen Path. About 20 minutes later, just before reaching Zen Path, John accidentally chose the wrong path, and entered an unexplored area. Seeing the extremely narrow passage ahead, he excitedly thought this was the Zen Path. Confidently, he continued crawling forward. Even though the space became increasingly narrow, he still forced himself through by sucking in his stomach, because in his mind, the narrow passage only proved that he had chosen the right path. Until he could no longer move forward, did he realize something was wrong. But by then, he was in a 70-degree upside-down position. Worse still, he couldn't even move backward. After multiple failed attempts to exit on his own, John shouted loudly for his younger brother, Josie. Josie came in, and first tried to pull John out with his hands. However, due to the extremely confined space, he couldn't exert any force. Out of desperation, Josie had to crawl back out, to find a place where he could turn around, and then tried to pull John with his feet, but still, he couldn't move him. All attempts ended in failure. Josie had to run out to seek external help. 3.5 hours later, experienced caver Susie arrived on the scene. Although Susie knew the cave well, with rescue equipment, it still took her nearly 50 minutes from the entrance to reach John's location. Upon reaching John, Susie found he had fallen asleep due to fatigue. She woke him up, and first handed him a water tube to drink. Seeing the situation, Susie understood that John's position was extremely dangerous. The rescue would be very difficult, but to stabilize John's emotions, Susie calmly told him that everything was under control. She cut off John's jeans, applied lubricant to his body, and attempted to pull him out but failed. Then she put ropes around John's feet, and with 2 others behind, they pulled hard. However, due to the inappropriate angle of the rope, not only was the pulling force ineffective, but it also caused significant damage to John's feet. Out of desperation, Susie had to return to the entrance to call for more rescue forces. John's trap position was over 200 meters from the cave entrance. Rescuers spent too much time entering and exiting, which brought great difficulties to the rescue operation. Moreover, due to John's prolonged struggle, he was now sinking deeper. Someone suggested using tools to expand the space around John. However, in practice, it would generate debris and dust, severely affecting John's breathing. The golden rescue time for a person in an upside-down position is within 10 hours. By this time, John had been trapped for more than 10 hours. Prolonged inversion prevented his blood from circulating normally. Symptoms of brain swelling became increasingly apparent. Additionally, constant compression made breathing difficult. John began to feel disoriented, speaking unclearly, and drooling continuously. Another suggestion was to use explosives to blast open the cave. Some believed this might create enough space to rescue John, but this plan was obviously impractical. Explosions could cause the cave to collapse, causing fatal injuries directly to John. Another relatively reliable method was to insert an airbag below John's position, then inflate it so that John could support himself and slowly back out. But for some reason, this plan was not implemented. In this desperate situation, the rescue team decided to adopt a strategy that had previously successfully rescued a teenager. They installed a pulley system above John, making the pulling force perpendicular to his body, allowing them to drag him out more effectively. During the installation of the pulley, to encourage John to hold on, the rescue team arranged via walkie-talkie for him to talk with his wife. Through the conversation, John learned that his wife was pregnant. He was thrilled and promised to get out safely. Once the pulley was installed, several rescuers pulled together, while John pushed back cooperatively. When they saw his leg being pulled up significantly, they transmitted this information back to the surface via radio. Everyone was thrilled to know that the method worked. However, just as everyone was immersed in joy, suddenly there was a loud bang. A pulley, unable to withstand the pulling force, suddenly broke apart. Ryan was hit in the face and fainted from the intense pain. More fatally, John fell back into the passage, in free fall, getting stuck even deeper than before. His chest was squeezed again. His cries of pain echoed throughout the cave. When Ryan was sent to the medical team on the surface, he slowly regained consciousness. Subsequently, his father Dave arrived to take over the position in front. Dave installed a new pulley, while explaining to John the reasons for the fall. Enduring the pain, John asked if Ryan, who had been knocked unconscious by the pulley, was okay. As he spoke, his voice gradually faded until it disappeared in the cave. Doctor kept talking but received no response from John. Realizing something was wrong, the doctor immediately crawled in to check the situation. Due to his haste, the doctor got stuck there too, but he didn't care about that. He felt John's foot and sensed an abnormal temperature. Fortunately, after regaining sufficient strength, he managed to exit with great effort. At this point, medical personnel waiting outside needed to enter to check John's condition. Unfortunately, After examination, it was confirmed that he no longer showed signs of life. John was declared dead after being trapped for 27 hours. The results swung dramatically. Previously, many incidents had occurred where people were trapped, and dozens were injured here. 4 of whom were seriously injured. Therefore, in 2006, the management sealed it with iron baskets, prohibiting entry. Later, after repeated letters from enthusiasts, it reopened in 2009. Unexpectedly, just a few months after reopening, John's tragedy occurred. The Wu Jing Bay cave has been sealed with mixed mud, and John's remains are left inside.